Hello everyone, before I begin this latest review, I just thought I'd explain what's been going on with me lately because it's been a while. The review will start in the timestamp listed below, by the way, in case you want to skip ahead, but been a bit ill, life's got in the way. I meant to have a review of Truth or Dare uploaded last week, didn't get around to finishing it. If you want me to review it, by all means leave a comment saying you want that review, I'll by all means get it out for you guys. But yeah, hopefully things will get better once I go to a part-time schedule at work, but life's got in the way. I've had other editing jobs to do, so honestly I've not been as active as I would have liked, but there you go. I'll get these reviews out as often as I can. If you guys can show your support by subscribing or just liking or commenting on the video, tell you what you think, what I should improve on in regards to this channel, because I am really serious about this channel and I want it to do well. It sounds so beggy, but I don't know. It's warm. I'm dehydrated. It's been a long couple of weeks. But anyway, the Infinity War will be coming up within the next couple of days. I'm going to get it recorded and out. So the Infinity War podcast will be up. May podcast will be coming up shortly. But let's get to the review today, shall we? So let's get on with it. Mary and the Witch's Flower is an anime film currently on limited release in the UK, having already had its limited release in the United States at several film festivals. This was only the second time I have watched an anime in the cinema after the re-release of Ghost in the Shell, and first and foremost, this film reminds me of why anime should exist. Anime can turn the simplest stories into something magical, and it is such a shame that this form of filmmaking isn't more widely appreciated outside Studio Ghibli. Studio Ponok helms this film, which is in fact their first outing, and as I have said before, it is a simple story. Mary is a young red-haired girl who moves in with her great aunt Charlotte. She is bored and is constantly mocked for her red hair, and one day she follows a cat due to it appearing to be different colours. As it turns out, there are two cats who both belong to a boy named Peter. These cats lead her through the woods where they stumble on a glowing flower, which ultimately gives Mary magical powers, and due to a number of events, she finds a broom embedded in a tree, and her and one of the cats, Tib, gets whisked away to this academy for witches and wizards, where she is practically worshipped for her red hair, and she outshines every student, seemingly by accident, and is asked to enroll. This whole sequence is like a parody of those overpowered anime protagonists who are all-powerful for nothing more than just being the lead character. However, all is not as it seems with this college, and the motivations of the principal and one of the teachers is darker than at first impressions. For starters, the animation is absolutely gorgeous, with two highlights including a bit of magic cast by Mary, and a scene where the principal is made up of water. It is a gorgeous film to look at, though it can be inconsistent. However, when you consider the limited budget of anime, on top of the fact that this studio is making their debut and they are unproven, they handled the limitations very well and made sure to prioritize the better animations for key moments. This is animated beautifully, and if nothing else, it is great to look at. Now, in terms of the story, it is simple and has all the story beats you'd expect from an anime, including the power of love and friendship, the bad guys being complex, the setting being really colourful, a backstory segment, and just general wholesomeness. Mary is a serviceable and likeable protagonist. Peter is kind of the generic friend archetype, but the role is played really well. The villains had really understandable motivations and fell into the realm of doing what they felt was right for the greater good. Off the back of Infinity War is definitely a villain trait that I want to see more of. Also, there is a stable master whose name I can't remember, but he was a strange little character who kept himself to himself and didn't seem to have any clue on what was going on. Basically, the only reason he shows up is whenever a broom is being mistreated, as they are effectively horses in this world. I can only assume that he was supposed to be the comedic relief, but I had very few laughs from watching him. The standout character in this film for me, for some strange reason, was the cat Tib. This cat was basically the animated grumpy cat, and always stole the scene whenever he was on there. So much so, they cut to him yawning during an exposition scene to indicate to us that we should be bored here. The cat was basically the guidance to how we were supposed to be feeling at certain moments in the film. Whenever there is danger, he is hissing. Whenever Mary is being a little dumb, He just gives her that grumpy expression. And the cat is smart too, and it's actually the reason Mary ends up going to this college in the first place. The reasons he takes her there are clear later on, but it is a very clever cat indeed. If I had to give some cons to this film, is that this film's a little too safe, which is understandable considering it's the studio's debut, but that also works as a double-edged sword as it basically makes the film a little disposable. Also, there are times when it's trying to imply our villains are pure evil, but the next scene would show that they're just doing what they're doing for the greater good, really. So it's very inconsistent with how it wants us to perceive those villains. The character of Mary has quite the inconsistent personality, opting to just go with what the scene requires at the time, as opposed to natural development. All things considered though, Mary and the Witch's Flower is a fine and serviceable movie, and before anyone asks, I did go subbed as opposed to dubbed, but maybe the dub is good, considering they have Kate Winslet as the villain in the dub version, but I've not seen that in that version as of yet. Anyway, this is an okay cup of tea, and if you are an anime fan and just want to watch something that's pleasant, then this is the film for you. Anyway, Mary and the Witch's Flower, has everyone seen it? Let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and as always, hit that round subscribe button for more reviews coming all the time. This is That Spikehead Podcast, signing off.